So what do you think? Is this 2026 Ram 1500 Warlock a legit smart truck buy? Or is it mainly a tough looking costume with a large payment attached? Well, I gotta tell you, this trim is popular for a reason. It's the most affordable off-road themed Ram 1500, and it comes standard 4x4 with a crew cab and a short bed, the exact configuration I think most people actually want. So here's the real point of today's walk around. I'm testing the Warlock's core claim. That claim is basically, I can give you the rugged vibe and real world usability without forcing you into rebel money. So as we walk around, I'm going to answer three things: what you're really getting for the money, what you're giving up versus other trims, and the big one, how to spec it so you don't regret it. And if you're shopping trucks right now, stick around because I'm going to give you the Warlock buyer checklist near the end. The fast way to tell if this is the right trim for you. All right, let's frame this Warlock correctly, shall we? The Warlock is positioned as the entry point to the off-road look and attitude in the Ram 1500 lineup. It's not the Rebel. It's not trying to be the hardcore one. It's trying to be the value version of rugged. Also important for 2026, the Warlock is only available as a crew cab with the 5'7" bed, and 4x4 is standard. That means Ram is basically saying, we know exactly how most people buy these. So if you're the type who wants a daily driver that feels premium enough, looks aggressive, handles weather and light trail stuff, and still does truck things, this trim is aimed directly at you. Let's talk money before you fall in love with the styling. Starting MSRP in the 2026 Warlock is just over 45 grand. Now, real world pricing depends on options, packages, and your local market, but this number matters because it tells you the Warlock's mission, and that mission is get you the off-road vibe without blowing your budget. And here's my pro tip. Trims like this can become sneaky expensive if you start stacking appearance packages, wheel packages, tech packages, and suddenly you're knocking on the door of trims that include better standard equipment. So as we go, I'll keep calling out what's worth adding and what's just cool but costly. When you walk up to the Warlock, the whole point is presence. This is the trim that's supposed to look like it's ready to do something. The darker styling, the tougher stance, the more aggressive attitude, it's all meant to communicate, hey, I'm not a basic work truck. Now my test here is simple. Does the Warlock's exterior feel like a real identity, or does it feel like stickers and vibes? And as you move around the front, pay attention to the practical stuff as well, like how high it sits, approach angles, and whether you're seeing real hardware or mostly appearance. Because the Warlock is marketed as an off-road focused vehicle, and the details need to back that up. Wheels, tires, suspension. Is it real? Here's where you can separate off-road packages from off-road cosplay. Warlock comes with all-terrain tires and off-road suspension tuning with raised ride height as key parts of the trim's standard identity. And that matters because tires are usually the first thing that tells the truth. All-terrains aren't just about looks. They change traction, road noise, road feel. Now, if you actually do like dirt road stuff, camping roads, snow, rain, that combo makes sense. But if you're mostly freeway commuting like I usually do, you need to be honest. Sometimes all-terrain tires are just louder and less efficient. So the question becomes now, do you want the look or do you want the capability? If you want capability, this part is a real plus. Let's come back here now to the bed because this is where the truck earns its keep, or it doesn't. The Warlock is crew cab with the 5'7" bed, and that's a lifestyle setup. Most buyers choose this because they want easy parking, especially at grocery stores, a big back seat, which this has, and enough bed for the weekend stuff. Here's what I'd check in real life. Is the bed height workable for you? Can you lift things in comfortably? Are tie downs easy to access? Is this actually sized for your needs, or are you going to end up needing a trailer? Also, if you plan on towing or hauling frequently, pay attention to how you configure this with the right tow equipment package because tow ratings can swing a lot based on equipment. Let's talk more about the capability for you because this is where buyers can get burned. The Ram 1500 lineup can tow up to 11,580 in the right configuration. But here's the warning, your Warlock may not be max tow. Why? Because towing and payload depend on engine, axle ratio, equipment, and packages. And guess what? The trailer tow group is optional on Warlock. So if towing matters to you, the play is don't assume, don't guess, and don't buy based on a headline number. Check the exact truck's door jam sticker and confirm your exact payload, because payload is usually the number that ends your dreams first. Moving on to engine, this is where the 2026 Warlock gets really interesting. The Warlock offers 3 powertrains: 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 e-torque standard, 3 liter Hurricane standard output, twin turbo inline 6, which is optional, and mine, the 5.7 liter Hemi V8 e-torque, again optional. That's huge because it means Warlock isn't locked into base engine life. So here's my quick buyer logic. If you're commuting, light hauling, occasional towing, the V6 is probably fine. If you want stronger passing power, towing confidence, and modern torque, the Hurricane is the upgrade that makes the Warlock feel like a different truck. If you're a V8 person and you want the character, the Hemi being optional again is a big deal. And yes, it's officially back in the conversation for 2026. My advice, pick the engine based on how you actually use the truck, not how you want to imagine using it. All right, let's jump inside because Ram has a reputation. Even when you're not in the top luxury trims, the cabin tends to feel more thought through than a lot of rivals. On the Warlock, you're getting the fundamentals, but remember, the Warlock is still meant to be the affordable off-road themed trim, not the leather and screens everywhere trim. The question for you is, does this look and feel like a $45,000 truck inside? Check seating comfort, storage, visibility, and how livable the layout is day to day, because if this is a daily driver, you'll forget a lot except an annoying cabin. Infotainment. On this vehicle, the standard screen is an 8.4-inch Uconnect 5 screen. Now the giant screens and passenger display stuff live higher up in the trim ladder, but for most people, the question is simpler. Is it quick enough? Is it easy enough? Does it do what you need without feeling dated? This is one of those areas where your trim choice matters. If infotainment is a priority, you either spec your Warlock carefully or cross-shop a trim that bundles more tech for the money. Rear seat time. This is one of the biggest reasons people buy this configuration. Crew cab life. If you've got kids, adults in the back, road trips, car seats, or you just want that SUV-like back seat experience, this one matters. So I always do the same test. Can I sit behind my own driving position? Does the floor feel flat enough? Is the door opening wide enough? Can I actually live back there, figuratively speaking? Because a lot of truck buys are really family vehicle decisions in disguise. Moving on to safety and warranty. Now this matters more in 2026 than ever. Long-term ownership confidence. One of the biggest headlines this year is Ram rolling out a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's not just marketing, that's Ram trying to remove fear from the purchase, especially for buyers who keep vehicles longer and want to feel protected. So if you're the type who keeps a truck for years, that warranty conversation becomes part of the value. So here's the core takeaway, I think. The Warlock makes sense if you want standard 4x4, off-road stance and tires, crew cab practicality, and you want to stay out of the higher price trims. But it becomes a questionable buy if you option it into the price range of trims that include better standard features. You need max towing and payload, and you don't verify the exact configuration, or you're buying it only for looks and never plan on using the capabilities. That's when it becomes questionable. If you're shopping the Warlock or any truck, don't negotiate blind. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com first and compare real dealer offers in your zip code from qualified dealerships on new and used trucks so you can see who's competing and who's inflating prices. There's also a direct link below the video. And now I want to hear from you. Would you rather have the Warlock with the standard V6, or would you pay for the Hurricane or the Hemi, and why? Go ahead and drop your truck shopping story in the comments, especially if you've cross-shopped the F-150, Silverado, or Tundra. I read all the comments, and your experience helps everyone who watches. Until next time, I'm Dave. Thanks for watching. Adios. One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com. You can save $50 right now on the Nuvio Recovery Chiller. It works with any tub, bathtub, cold tub, indoors or out. Just plug it in, set the temperature, and start plunging. Use my code below and grab your deal today. Want to save 5% on your very own at-home barrel sauna? I've partnered with Almost Heaven to hook you up. This has been a game changer for my recovery and daily routine. Use my code and link below and start sweating smarter. You can save 5% on the red light panel that I use every week. This platinum LED Biomax works anywhere. Bedroom, gym, recovery room, and is packed with science-backed benefits. Use my code below and start feeling the difference today.